This video is for small YouTubers who are struggling with the idea of remaining consistent or with the idea of creating for their audience or for virality and the idea of doing what they really love to do. It's also for people who have a vision or a passion to do something and they have eventually started it, but it seems like it's not getting the right traction and they're at the verge of giving up or just, focusing on the fact that they want to make money off whatever it is they're doing. And then finally, this video is for me, to remind myself why I'm here and to tell myself it's totally worth it.
Have you ever felt discouraged because the thing you're working on feels like it's not working? I know I have. In fact, I remember a time when I was so discouraged that I was literally, I'm not even exaggerating a little, I was literally sitting on my back patio crying on my wife's shoulder because what I was working on didn't feel like it was working. Well, today, I want to encourage you, the thing you're working on is working. It may not be making you money yet. It may not be getting you thousands of video views. It may not be getting you thousands of followers on your social media. It may not be generating hundreds of leads or thousands of leads, but I promise you it's working. And I know it's working because all work works. I would always lean more in favor of going deeper on my craft because all work works. And more important to me about the work that I do than having it work for me is having it work on me. And the work that the work does on me, to me, is more valuable than the work that the work does for me. In fact, it's the work that the work does on me that makes the work that it does for me so valuable. And one of the things I share with people all the time is all work works. It either works for me or it works on me, but I left one out. Or it works with me, or it works against me. But all work works.
Hi guys. So I said it was a vulnerable video, and it is. Recently, I have been struggling with making new videos, and it's not because I don't have great content to make. It's just the thought that every video has to go viral. The pressure of virality and having your video sort of speak to the audience. I was talking to someone and she was like, "Oh, I don't think that your audience would read this caption." And I said to her, it's too early for me to start creating for my audience. Like, if at this stage of my creator journey, I'm creating for my audience alone and not what I really love, then I think I'm going to burn out really fast. And I eventually did what I wanted to do. I wrote a really long caption. And guess what? A lot of people actually read to the end. They actually did engage with it. And it doesn't make her a bad person for having that opinion. I mean, it's a logical thing to do, but also understanding that I am not just a creator. I'm a creator on an assignment sent by God to create content that really edifies people, helps them, and inspires them to lead godly lives and more intentional and purposeful lives. So, on that basis, I'm sharing with you guys today what has really sort of been on my mind and how I've been able to navigate it. For me, YouTube has been a journey of passion, a journey of obedience. I remember starting my first ever channel, and it was my husband, I think like 6 years ago now. And it was a couple channel. It is a couple channel where we just shared about our lives, about what we enjoyed, about lessons we had learned. And it was so nice. We had so much fun making those videos, but we couldn't be consistent because at some point life happened. We became extra busy. We started having children and everything just got mumbled up in that whole process and we couldn't continue. Now, over a year ago, I started this channel where you're watching me on, and it's been a journey as well. And I remember just enjoying creating content and talking to you about my journey, my lessons. And interestingly, a lot of you can relate with them. And it's just been that place where I don't only come and share, I also am obeying God's voice and God's word over my life. So my journey on YouTube has really been a journey of obeying God's voice for my life. But something happened along the way, right? I remember just telling most people that I'm a YouTuber, and the first thing they ask me is, "Oh, so you make money off it?" I'm like, "Nah, not yet," and there's that pressure. That's where it dawns on you that, I mean, you are probably wasting your time making videos, editing them, posting them, and you probably get 100 views, 300 views, right? And you're not making money off it. And people on YouTube are making money off their videos. And I noticed that whilst I'm very strong spirited, that began to affect me. So I started researching, how can I make money off YouTube? How can I get monetized? How can I create content that goes viral? And the truth is, once I started thinking this way, my creativity was blocked. Like, when I wanted to share something I know would inspire someone, the first thing that comes is, oh, are they going to like it? Is it too spiritual? Is it this? Is it that? And I was in the midst of all of this, right? In the midst of checking the views, checking, how many subscribers, the growth, right? And I was sort of stifled in my mind. At the point, I stopped creating because I would overanalyze. I would overthink it because I just wanted to hit my goals in one video. And that led to the struggle. So the struggle was, what is then the measurement for success? I'm doing this thing. I'm consistent at it. For the past 4 weeks, I have consistently brought you videos that you love. I'm very excited about that, right? But that also led me to measurement. How do I measure my success? Is it the subscriber count? Is it the views? What is it really? And I told myself, you know what? I'm going back to my why. Because success is determined by the purpose, right? So why did I start this channel? Why do I feel like I'm compelled, or I'm responsible for bringing you guys videos every week on this channel? It's because God asked me to. I am on a mission to help people live purposefully and intentionally to please their maker. Right. And just doing that by sharing my life stories, doing that by sharing my lifestyle, doing that by also speaking with you and sharing my mistakes and my learnings. That is how I'm obeying the voice of God over my life. Views count, but the views didn't send me here. I'm creating for people to be transformed, but there is someone who sent me on an assignment that I have to please. And that changed my mindset. It just helped me refocus on my why and refocus on the measurement for my success. And now let me tell you the metrics I'm looking at now. One of my top key metrics on this channel is obedience. My goal is to make videos every single week on this channel in obedience to the word of God over my life that says, start this channel and share what I want you to share. So number one is obedience, right? And number two metrics for me is fulfillment. Like, do I really feel fulfilled making these videos? Is it worth sacrificing my nighttime to edit and to film? I do, I really do. And so just the art of making videos and publishing them gives me that fulfillment. Number three is my passion. I really love people. I really love to see people transformed. I really love to learn. And so if I'm learning and I want to see people transformed, then I have to also share. So I get fulfillment from sharing with you guys on this channel. And number four is that I really want to die empty. I don't want to live my life and realize that I didn't do what I was supposed to do. I didn't live to my full potential. And so these four metrics are my key metrics on this channel. I know that it sounds all theoretical to sort of go back to your why and find out why you started. But here's how I'm coping. Here are the practical tips that have helped me to stay on course. Watch this video.
The point of this video is service, is to help the person who is watching the video on the other end. How do we connect into that? How do we tap into that spirit of service? I have a bunch of different methods for doing this because I've realized over the years that this is ridiculously important. I have a whole 5-step thing that I read to myself whenever I do a video. This is what that thing says. I don't care about the performance of this video. My only goal in making it is to share a message that I think is worth sharing for whoever wants to hear it. Point number 2, I intend to integrate my mind, heart, and soul to share this message in a way that feels authentic and natural. Point number 3, I'm not trying to force anything here. I am merely speaking from the heart, with the mind to inform structure and content, and the soul to remain connected to the purpose behind the video. Point number 4, I'm going to enjoy myself and treat this process with lightness and ease. When I'm on my deathbed, I would give anything to be back here, in the present moment, doing what I love, sharing myself and my learnings with the world in a way that's enjoyable and energizing. I'm going to keep that in mind and not treat this process with too much seriousness, heaviness, or importance. And point number 5, I'm speaking to an individual who really cares what I have to say and who really wants to learn from me to level up their own life. I am in service to that person, not to my own ego, not to the retention stats, not to the algorithm. I'm purely in service to the person who has clicked on this video and whose life can genuinely be changed by what I'm about to say.
Yeah, so those are the affirmations I'm adopted to be saying before every video. I've also tweaked them to suit me and my own confessions so that whenever I have a video, I've put it behind my head that, look, success is doing what God has called me to do. So that's how I'm coping in this season. Another way I'm coping is by focusing on impact. And this is where your comments come in, right? When you leave comments on my video, what it tells me is that I found this helpful. I enjoyed this. I shared it, right? This is going to change someone's life, or this helped me in my perspective, in my thinking. I'm more content. I'm more, whatever you feel. Like leaving me comments shows me that my impact metrics are working. So I want to encourage you, if you feel like this channel has blessed you in a way, and you also feel like there are other channels or other platforms or other creators who have inspired you in one way or the other, I want you to take out the time to leave them a message, because it can be tiring creating content sometimes. And not only tiring, it can be daunting creating content. But what is even more tiring is when you realize that the content you're creating is not relevant to anybody, it's not helpful to anybody, right? So I want to encourage you, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment. Let your favorite creators know that you really enjoy their content and it's so helpful. I'm making this video to say that, look, I'm not stopping anytime soon. And I want to encourage anybody who is at the verge of stopping because they have less than 500 subscribers. I want to give you a new perspective. Imagine you went to rent a hall with a 500 seater capacity and you did a masterclass and it maxed out 500 seats. What would you say? I bet your Instagram status would look something like, our masterclass maxed out 500 seats, saying, thank you all for showing up. See you at the next one, right? And you're going to put the sold out stamp, sold out. So why do you feel so hurt when you see that you have 500 subscribers? Because you're focusing on the wrong thing. You're not focusing on the fact that these are actual human beings who are watching you, who enjoy what you produce, who say with their likes, with their comments, with their shares that you're doing something great. These are people who are sitting in your conference room, listening to you. That's the right perspective to have to anything. Do not give up before it happens. And I want to challenge you, because YouTube is a platform that I have consumed by myself. Like, I have consumed YouTube. I use YouTube to learn, to get inspired, to pray, right? So I want to challenge you to curate your feed with people who inspire you and help you keep your perspective in check. So do that. Curate your feed. Whenever you feel down and burnt out, go back to these people that encourage you and inspire you, or go back to a video like this that helps you remember your why and why you're doing everything that you do, and why what you do is important, because it is reaching one person and one life is very, very important. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, you already know what to do, and I'm excited I'm creating this, and I hope that it inspires you as much as it inspires me. And I hope to come back here in the next 6 months to remember that this is really my perspective to why I'm doing this thing. And in the next 6 years to say, good job, girl. You didn't give up. You not only didn't give up creating content, you also protected the fact that you create content, because there are people you are responsible for and their lives to be changed. And you didn't give in to the monetary pressure, because you know what, Daniela, the money will come. You're going to be so affluent, and you'll be thankful that you never stopped. Until my next video, bye bye.